Today, we are going to talk about that constant nagging question, what's for dinner? We're going to build a system, your system, to turn that daily chaos into a sense of calm and control. Let's dive in. You know the feeling, right? It's 6 o'clock, you're tired, you're hungry, and the very last thing on earth you want to do is make another decision. Well, that feeling, that exhaustion from just one simple question, we're going to solve that today. And trust me, it's not just you. There's actually some real science behind why that happens. And you know, this daily struggle, it has a very real impact on your wallet. Get this, the average American family of four throws away $1,500 in food every single year. I mean, think about that. That's a vacation. That's a new laptop. That's money that is literally being thrown in the trash. So here's our game plan. First, we'll really dig into the problem itself. Then we'll explore 4 different meal prep systems you can choose from. After that, we'll learn how to build the perfect balanced meal. We'll even get into the science of storing your food correctly. And we'll wrap up with the absolute must-know rules for food safety. All right, first up, let's unpack this daily food dilemma. Let's get right to the heart of what's causing all this stress. So what's really going on here? Well, there's a name for it. It's called decision fatigue. Think about it. After a whole day of making choices, big and small, your brain's decision-making power just gets worn out. And when that happens, what wins? The easy choice, the takeout menu, the processed food. Meal prep is your secret weapon against this. So how do we fight back? This is where it gets good. See, meal prep isn't just one rigid, boring thing. It's actually a set of really flexible systems. And the whole key is finding the one that actually fits your life, not trying to fit your life into some system that doesn't work for you. Okay, so here are the 4 main approaches. First, you've got your make-ahead meals. These are complete dishes, totally ready to heat and eat. Then there's batch cooking. Think a giant pot of chili or a soup that you can eat from all week. Component prep is my personal favorite. You cook individual ingredients like a batch of grilled chicken, some roasted veggies, and quinoa, and then you can mix and match them into different meals. And finally, there's ingredient prep, which is for people who love that just-cooked taste. You just do all the chopping and marinating ahead of time. So we've covered the how, but now let's talk about the what. Because a truly great meal prep plan is built on a solid, simple nutritional foundation. And it's actually way easier than you think. Forget about counting every single calorie. Just use this as your visual guide. Fill half your plate with veggies and fruits. Fill a quarter of it with whole grains for that slow burn energy. And fill the last quarter with healthy protein to keep you full and satisfied. It's a simple formula that just works. Now for that protein quarter, you want to pick things that are going to taste great even a few days later. You know, things like chicken breast, lean ground meats, firm tofu, lentils. These are all fantastic choices that hold up really well. And for your grains, you're going to want to go with complex carbs. These are the ones that give you that nice, steady energy instead of a sugar crash. Quinoa and brown rice are classics for a reason, but things like roasted sweet potatoes or farro are amazing because they keep their texture and don't get all mushy in the fridge. And for that big, beautiful half of your plate, load it up with hearty vegetables. Things like roasted broccoli, sliced bell peppers, or sturdy greens like kale are perfect because they stay crisp and delicious all week long. That way, your Thursday lunch is just as good as your Monday lunch. Okay, you've cooked all this amazing food. Now, what do you do with it? Let's talk storage, because honestly, the best prepped meal in the world is totally worthless if it goes bad by Tuesday. This part is absolutely non-negotiable. All right, the great container debate, glass versus plastic. Here's the deal. For storing and reheating at home, glass is the winner, hands down. It lasts forever, you can pop it right in the oven or microwave, and it won't get those weird tomato sauce stains. But let's be real. For carrying lunch to work, lightweight, BPA-free plastic is just way more practical. Honestly, having a mix of both is probably the smartest way to go. But hey, the best containers in the world can't save you if your fridge is a total mess. This is where a little trick called fridge zoning comes in. It sounds fancy, but it's a super simple idea that makes a huge difference in how long your food actually stays fresh. It's simple physics, really. Cold air sinks, so your top shelf is the warmest, perfect for leftovers and drinks. The middle is great for eggs and dairy. Now the bottom shelf is the coldest spot, and that is the only place you should store raw meat. That way it stays cold, and if anything leaks, it won't contaminate everything below it. The crisper drawers are for produce, and the door, which gets the most temperature swings, that's just for condiments. All right, let's get serious for a moment and talk food safety. Getting this stuff right is absolutely key to making this whole system work and keeping it stress-free. This chart right here is your cheat sheet. Generally, most cooked meals, like chicken or soups, are good for about 3 to 4 days in a fridge that's set to 40 degrees Fahrenheit or lower. Some things, like cooked ground meat, you'll want to eat a little sooner. And just remember the golden rule of food safety. If you're ever in doubt, just throw it out. It is not worth the risk. And here it is. If you remember one single number from this entire conversation, make it this one: 165 degrees Fahrenheit. Every time you reheat leftovers, you need to make sure they reach an internal temperature of 165 degrees. That's the magic number that kills off any nasty bacteria. Don't just warm it up, get it properly hot. So after all that, what's the big payoff here? Why do this? Well, you'll save money on wasted food and takeout. You'll save time, getting hours of your week back. You'll slash your stress by killing that what's for dinner anxiety. And you'll improve your health by being in total control of what you eat. You're trading chaos for calm. And I really want you to reframe how you think about this. Meal prep is not another chore. It's not about restriction. It's the exact opposite. It's about freedom. It's the system that gives you the freedom to spend your time and your energy on the things in your life that really matter to you. So, I'll leave you with this question. You don't have to go from zero to prepping every single meal for a week overnight. So what's one small thing you can do this week? Just one. Maybe it's just chopping your veggies for the next 2 nights, or making a big batch of quinoa to have on hand, or maybe just prepping a few jars of overnight oats for breakfast. Start there. Start small and just see what kind of freedom it creates for you.